Hello, everyone. Welcome to our
Podcast.
podcast. My name is Gabriela,
I'm
and this
Marianne.
is Marian. And we're calling this podcast
Latinas like us.
Latinas Like Us. That's the name we're going for because obviously we're Latinas. And we feel like every Latina is different, but at the same time, we are all the same, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Under the broad spectrum, we're all Latinas, but based on, for example, like us, we were raised here. So, yeah, we're like Latinas, but we're also westernized. So our ideas are a little bit different, like kind of like together. So, yeah, and other Latinas can identify because they're their own Latinas as well.
Yeah, like we're different, but we're the same.
Yes.
So we just thought that it was a cool name because there are a lot of people out there that can relate to our experiences, and we wanted to share our experiences because I feel like it's good to know what other girls out there that are Latinas are going through, because sometimes it feels like you're the only one going through things, but I feel like we all experience the same things and we have different perspectives.
Yeah. What comes to mind is that we could all activate our crazy side.
Exactly. That's the one
But,
thing
yeah.
we all definitely have, our psychoness.
Yeah,
In
definitely.
a good way, but we do.
Yeah, my western side is like conceal, don't feel.
Exactly.
But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so but yeah, so Gabriela, Mariam, Marianne.
We're just gonna go with Mary. Yeah, Mary is fine.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
So thank you if you're watching. I hope that you find this entertaining, whatever it is that you're doing. And we're just here to have a good time.
Yeah, and if you're listening, I'm sorry if you hear the mic rubbing. I'm trying to stay still.
We're in a budget.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we wanted to do well, first, how was your day, Barry?
I wonder how it was. Haven't seen you in so long.
We work together, so
yeah, all day was cool, pretty chill. All I could think about is Love is Blind because we were just watching it. So I'm up to the second episode. So I'm trying to see it, but we got like a brief interruption. So
we're
that's
at the
all.
first meetup.
Yeah, so that's all that's on my head right now. So I figured out that I don't think I can be in this show. One is because I fall in love easily, I think, but then I don't. I don't know.
Yeah, she can be cold.
Yeah, so it is a defense mechanism.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's fun to watch. It's fun to see people be vulnerable and like just see how where their head is, and how they think. Because we're not going through it, but you could see how they're feeling when they're going through the situation.
yeah. I mean, they're saying I love you in like 10 days. It's crazy, but that's a Latina trait.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't know if I learned anything new. I guess too early for Christmas miracles. We got a parking ticket today.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty
That's
much
such a bright day.
Yeah, that's all that's happened.
I mean, it's Monday, so it's a pretty good Monday, I would say, so far. So it's okay. We're healthy, we're alive. That's all that matters. But we work together, so we pretty much had the same day, went to work, came home, ate, and now
I see her
we're
beautiful
here.
face every day.
Every day.
Yeah,
every day.
we're not tired yet.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with a few questions so that you guys get to know us and then we get to know each other a little bit better, because even though we've known each other for a long time and we're together most of the time, there are things that we don't know about each other.
That's true.
So the first question is, when is your birthday?
Well, I am a Capricorn. That is in January 10th. We're gonna leave the year out, but January 10th. Oh, but in the first video we said our age.
Yeah, but we're
Yeah.
not posting that
Oh,
one. So
never mind. January 10th.
yeah, so I'm a Scorpio, just passed. I'm October 29. So I'm a sweet Scorpio, though. I can sting when I want to, and most of the time I'm friendly.
Yeah, I am not. I just know I'm a Capricorn just because
She
people
could be a
ask.
Scorpio, though.
Um,
She has
I don't know.
Scorpio hashtag, no, not hashtag, slash um, Leo vibes, I feel.
Oh, I see. I wouldn't know what that
Oh,
means.
they're toxic.
Oh,
At least to
oh,
me, they have
you
been. So
a best
I mean,
friend
I
there.
love
I'm
them.
toxic.
I love them. No, they're super cool. Actually, another person that I know, it's also like a Leo, and he's amazing. So, yeah.
That's
All
true.
right.
I think I fitting into my Capricorn role. I feel like there's Capricorns that are like me, a little bit, cool.
hmm.
Yeah, maybe, maybe.
I don't know. Oh, no, one of my very good friends is also a Capricorn. I think they're just not very emotional people, or they like to act like they're not.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a defense mechanism. I think it's more of like we mask it better, we control our emotions a little better. I think, but I don't know because I really don't know about horoscopes. So I'm just talking about personal interactions.
I
But
see. Mm, all right. What is the other one? Oh, what do you do for a living?
what do we do? That is the question. So we do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so basically, we work in the medical field. We help a lot of people with a lot of things. It's a little hard to explain, but we're in the medical field, and that was not an earthquake. That was my corgi, bad corgi. Yeah, but yeah. So we're in the medical field, and it's hard to explain, but it's sort of like a
Mm,
managing agency. So
yeah.
yeah, something like that. All right. Do you have a big or a small family?
Oh, I have both. I have a really big family, but I'm only close with a few, which makes it feel like I have a smaller family than I do. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's usually like that. I mean, I have four siblings. Yeah, it's three boys and two girls. So we're five. And then I have my parents, and then that's all I consider my family. Um, yeah, so I think it's a normal size
Hmm.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediate family is only me, my sister, and I. But then we have like the close part of the family, which is like my cousins, my mom's sister and brothers, like children. Like
Oh
we're
yeah,
pretty
when
much
you put it
close.
like that, it's a huge
Yeah.
family.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's like my
Yeah,
family.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then
That's huge. Yeah, I have like 30 cousins and
yeah, yeah. But
whatever.
you're only close to a little
Exactly,
bit.
like the
Yeah.
people that I see very often.
Uh-huh.
All right. Are you a morning or night person?
Midday.
Not midday. That should be a thing.
um, it's hard. So I don't like waking up before 5, before 6. Actually, let's put that. But I think I'm a night person. Yeah, let's just do. But then, I have to be in bed by a certain time. See, this is why it's
I mean, I feel like
complicated.
it depends because like I wouldn't say I'm a morning person because when I get up, I need to go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, put my hair up, wash my face, drink water, drink coffee, get dressed, take a walk for about 10 to 20 minutes, settle. That's if I go to work. And then you can talk to me around 11 a.m. That's a good time to talk to me.
Gabby.
But if it's the weekend, I'm up at 8 in the morning
Oh
and we're going
no.
hiking, we're going to the park, we're going to have breakfast. I'm the happiest when I'm off. So you can say that I'm a morning person during the weekends, and during the week I'm not. During the week I'm more of a night person.
Okay. Oh, I'm still sticking midday. Cause Okay, so I don't have a whole routine. I just get up. Like I get up, I look at my phone. I'm like, "Doot, doot, doot, doot," and then I shower, and then that's it.
Oh no, I have to like do literally a whole ritual
Yeah,
before.
I don't drink coffee. I should start drinking
You
water.
should.
Um, that's pretty much it. And then for night, it's weird because when I'm in my bed, like watching a show or on my phone, I can go to sleep pretty late. But if I'm in a social setting, my time is like 8, 9 o'clock, and then I'm like yawning. I'm like, I gotta go to sleep unless I have tequila shots. That's a different story.
Not the
I could be
tequila
out to
shots.
3, but
Oh yeah, if the tequila shots kick in on time, then I am staying up till 2 in the morning. But if
yeah.
they don't kick in on time, I'm going to sleep after the first shot.
Oh yeah, so I can only stay up with tequila. That's a party mode for me. Anything else is instant sleep, like
Yeah,
knocks me out.
yeah. I hear that. That's me and red wine. All right. Do you speak more than one language? Or are you a no sabo kid?
Am I an Osavo kid? Damn, I think we should start speaking more Spanish since we're
Okay. Yo
Latinas.
no soy una no sabo kid. Yo sí sé.
Yo,
Depende.
depende. Yo, no me
No, with
considero a no sabo kid, pero algunas veces se me olvida.
like for me, it depends on the setting. I feel like if I know that you understand English and that you can speak a little bit, I'm gonna speak to you in English because that's my default, like
Mm-hmm.
because I know that you
Yeah.
understand. But if I know that you only speak Spanish, then I will speak perfect Spanish. Well, not perfect, but like it's you can understand.
Yeah. For me, it's weird. It's weird. It's when I'm put on the spot. So like I could talk technically fluent in both languages,
Mm-hmm.
but my dominant language is English, of course. But like when I'm in Costa Rica and I'm with my family and the whole time I'm talking Spanish, it's so natural.
Yeah.
I don't get stuck. 1 or 2 words,
But
I'm not
that's what I
sure.
say, that when it depends on who you're talking to. If you know that you're in a Spanish environment, then you'll talk to them in Spanish. But if you're like if I'm talking to you, I'm not going to talk to you in Spanish.
Yeah.
But
¿Por
like,
qué? No, no.
porque no, it's not this. You're so
Yeah,
weird.
I know, I know.
Yeah, but if I know that you only speak Spanish, then I'm gonna be like, "Hola, cómo estás? ¿Cómo te fue el día de
Uh-huh.
hoy?" Like things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that to mention. Did we say where we're from?
Oh, well, this beautiful woman right here is from Guatemala,
Yes.
and your humble servant is from Costa Rica.
She's from Costa
Yeah,
Rica. Pura
pura
vida.
vida.
Yeah, so we're Central Americans. Woo.
Yeah.
I don't
And
hear about us often, so if you're
yeah,
out there, comment down below. Represent.
represent. Let's do
Um,
a pura vida with
I
the
know,
emoji and
right?
the flag
Or puro
emoji.
chapin.
Yeah.
All right. What do you value most in a friend or a partner, or in both?
Mm. Is it? I don't know. You go first. I gotta think about it.
For me, I would say honesty and loyalty. I can deal with a lot of different things, like if you're always late, like
Mhm.
myself, that's fine. If like whatever it is, I can deal with it. But if you're not honest with me, that's a big deal. And if you're not loyal, that's also a big deal. So that's all I ask for.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a complicated person, so I might give a complicated answer. um, Mostly is honesty. I have different tolerances for like relationship or friendship, but in general, honesty. And then I wouldn't say loyalty. I think for me it's just like be real. Tell me what you think I might not want to hear, but that I need to hear, type of thing. And then I really respect that. And then That's it. I haven't really had a problem with loyalty, I feel like when you click, you click. If
Yeah.
I don't like that bitch, I mean, if you don't like that bitch, I don't like that bitch, but then I'll take sacrifices for you. So
Yeah, she would.
it's
She's a
fine.
true one.
Yeah.
She's a real one. Yeah. So yeah, it's not that complicated. I feel like you don't need to try when the friendship is real or when the relationship is real. You don't need to try. It's
hmm
just there. So
hmm
that's how it works. Um, okay, last one. What was your favorite novela growing up?
Growing up, okay, I remember with Marichui, but I forgot the name of it.
Wait, Cuidado con el ángel,
Cuidado con el ángel. Was
right?
that Marichui? I don't know, but it was
I think.
always where William Levy, oof,
And what was it?
and
Maite Perroni? I
Maite,
think that was
always.
Cuidado con el ángel.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
was it?
No?
Oh
Wasn't
my
she
god.
like in una bicicleta? And
There's two that have similar
Marichui. That
timelines. There
sounds
was the
so
one with that one, and
familiar.
there's the one with
Oh,
the
Mocha. We had a little
mishap.
accident because of Moquita Bebe, but it's okay. My dog.
We're back.
Anyway, so we were talking about novelas,
Novelas, Marichui,
Marichui.
William
So
Levy.
I still don't know where Marichui. I know Marichui. I just
Let
can't
me Google
remember
it.
where she's from.
Cause there's two. I think it is Cuidado con el ángel.
Right? I
I
think
think it's
so.
Cuidado con el ángel. That was it. That's the one like I rewatched like when I was like a little bit older and I understood. When I was a child, you can't go back with Teresa.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I remember La Madrastra. But my favorite growing up was okay. I had my childhood novelas,
mhm,
which was I like Vivan los Niños, Cómplices al Rescate,
mhm.
and then when I got older, of course, RBD,
Bro,
Rebelde.
I was just about to say, is that considered a novela? Because
Yeah,
it's like series, temporadas. This is a
yeah. I
serie.
feel like it was though a
Okay, then
novela. Yeah.
all
So
time favorite has to be Rebelde,
Rebelde.
like hands down.
Yeah.
If they go to a concert, we will both be sobbing, like kid you not. But
Yeah, we'll miss Dulce
yeah.
Maria and Poncho, but that's okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
don't want to think about it, but oh
Yeah.
my
So
god.
that was that. Um, but yeah, those were good times, the teen times with
Yeah.
Rebelde.
It was so good. Well, I was a little younger, so I wasn't really allowed to see it, but I would still watch it. Okay, nothing would stop me
Mm-hmm.
from seeing it. But I was like, probably shouldn't watch it. Age like what, 7?
Oh my God. Oh, yeah. So we are telling our age here because I feel that it's important
Point
to,
to the narrative.
yes, because this is a 21 or 22 year old, and she says that she's a Gen Z, but no, she's not.
I'm Gen
She's like
Z.
more a combination of like, I would say, what is it? Gen X. They have the X babies, and then they have the millennials. So I feel like you're somewhere there. She's an old soul.
Mentally,
But I
yeah.
feel like that's part of growing up as an immigrant child, because I feel like we kind of have to grow up faster. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are other kids that were born here that were forced to grow up right, or like really, really
hmm
quick because of their experiences. But we're talking from like a Latino experience where when we come to this country, we take up responsibilities that a child usually like they don't have. Like my childhood, I think, lasted about 5 years, like
Damn.
5, and that was it.
Yeah. For me, it was a little different. Our experiences were a little different coming here. Um, but I could still see with the people I know every day, or even myself, like we're first generation. Not only did our parents come, but we came with them.
Yeah.
So it's more of like the sacrifice that they did, or at least, um, like for me, my mom is very important in my life, and I would never want to disappoint her. Although not really, she's very proud of us. She's the parent that tells you, um,
My kid is the best. They do nothing
not
wrong.
necessarily, but we do have deep talks sometimes, and we work really hard to not have that bad connotation where it comes to immigrants. Everybody knows that immigrants work really hard, and we just want to keep that.
Yeah, so that forces you to really really have to grow up. Like I came here when I was like 9 turning 10, and I remember that I went from like going to school, even though when I was in Guatemala I was like a 7-year old selling cake from door to door that my mom used to make, and I used to sell empanadas, and in school, like I used to sell things because that just, that's what I knew. And when I came here, for me that was just fun. Like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think anything of it. But and then when we came here, that's when I started to see things different. And my parents were working, so I had to take care of my siblings. So I was literally like 11, 12, taking my little sister, who was like, I think like 3 at the time,
Oh.
and I would take her to the park. Imagine a 12-year-old with a 3-year-old at the park.
Oh.
Like, no. So I used to do that. And then with my brother, he was, I believe, like 7. So I was like their mother at like 13. I was a young
You're
parent.
the oldest one, right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
the old, because
Okay.
my brother was in Guatemala at the time, my older brother.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's me, my older brother, then my sister who's 20, she's turning 21, and then my brother who's 24, and then my little brother who's 7. But I took care of the 24-year-old and the 21-year-old, 20-year-old. So I was like their parent. And I feel like that's something that a lot of um, immigrant children go through when they get to this country, where we,
Mm,
we take our parents' place at
yeah.
some point. Because I used to cook for them. I used to go, like, I was literally 14 going to parent teacher meetings,
Oh,
like
wow.
the teachers would tell me, they're doing this, they're doing that, if they're doing well, if they're not. Um, I got my sister her prom dress. We
Oh,
got her ready,
yeah.
remember?
I did, me and my, no, it was only me,
No, it
right?
was with
Yeah, I
Brie.
did her makeup, for prom. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
so like, and even for her 6th grade prom, like because I love shopping for girls, so I used to work as a babysitter, and with the money that I got her a dress so she could go to prom when she was in
Mm,
6th grade, and I did her hair, and then I took her to prom. So basically, I wanted to have what I didn't have growing up,
mm-hmm.
and I feel like in a way that made me like know what being a parent is like and prepare myself for it, but it also made me not want to be a parent because I know what it takes to be a parent, and it's a lot of responsibility. So I'm slowly coming
Yeah.
around, but I'm still debating. Yeah.
Yeah. So our age gap is, it's
I'm
what, 7?
29.
I'm 22. Yeah. So there's an age gap definitely, but it doesn't feel like
No,
it.
it
It never,
doesn't.
it's never felt like it.
No.
So for me, my life has been totally different. I was fortunate enough to have my mom growing up. Not really, when we were in Costa Rica, it was a little different because she was a single parent, so we, most of the time we stayed with our grandma, and she used to go to school at night and work during the day. So very hardworking woman. And then when we came here, usually when we get degrees in our country and we come here, it's very hard to have those degrees here. We somehow have to retake classes and
Yeah,
stuff. And my mom's English has always been like a battle for her. She's always like hated English. And you know that when you have that mental block,
it's
it's
hard.
very hard to move past it. Although my grandpa spoke English, he never taught her, so it was very difficult. So she never went back to. She got her bachelor's in Costa Rica, but she never, and she was starting her master's, but she never continued when she came here because of the language barrier. But um so my dad, when we came here, my dad worked and he allowed my mom to stay home and raise us just because of that. I only have an
Yeah.
older sister and we 4 years apart, so it will be a 9-year old taking care of, can't do math, 5-year old, 5-year old.
Yeah, no.
And obviously that's too little. So instead, other times children sometimes get raised by other people. My dad and my mom didn't want that, so my mom stayed home with us, and I am extremely grateful to God and to my dad for God obviously blessing us, for blessing him to allow us to only have one working parent at home, and then my mom, of course, um taking care of us up until I was 12. So it was a long time I had my
That's
mom, and
huge.
I really appreciated her guidance. And although she was strict, it was good and needed. Really appreciated. So yeah, I guess I just came out of the womb older person for no reason.
No, I feel like you still have like having a parent like your mom where she comes from another country and she's kind of like more grounded because she's had her own
Oh,
struggles.
without
And I
doubt.
feel like that you've learned from her
Oh,
struggles. Like
yes.
I feel like it's not necessarily to say that you're going to go through struggles yourself. Sometimes seeing what your parents go through and understanding that, it's like a learning experience and
Hmm.
it helps you mature and
Yeah.
just see things from a different perspective. And some people in general are just mature.
Yeah, that's very true. I do say that obviously you're not gonna get super deep on the first episode, but definitely like my mom did have a tough
A tough
childhood,
upbringing.
I guess.
Yeah.
Um and for her to overcome that and not stick to the cycle, sometimes we follow our parents' cycle
Yeah.
or just society or just what we see, what we're used to growing up, and for her to break that's always been an example from a very young age for me and my sister. So we always look up to my mom, we're always admire her. This lady is on a pedestal for
Yeah,
us.
she's great.
And for us, we're just really proud of her, and we're really fortunate, and I'm really grateful to have her as my mother. So I guess growing up and seeing how she broke the cycle, how she persevered being a single mom, going to school at night, working in the morning, and she graduated. Yeah, it took her a little longer, but she had two small kids and she did that. It's like, what's my excuse? Like,
Yeah.
why can't, coming here to America
Yeah.
from a young age, allowing, growing up with my mom, not having hardship that other immigrants, when they come to this country have, it's like, what's your excuse?
I mean, I feel like, yeah, like for that's true, but at the same time, I feel like, like it's also good to know that you can't minimize what your experience is. Like, yeah, like some experiences are more like
Traumatic.
traumatic than others, but there is different kinds of trauma. I feel
Hmm.
like my trauma, it's not the same as yours, but that does not go to say that it's not trauma.
Oh yeah.
Like
Hmm.
everyone has their own perspective of it and their own way of dealing with things. And I feel like even though we have completely different upbringings,
Hmm.
we still have at the end of the day kind of the same trauma somehow.
I know,
So
right?
yeah, like I feel like it's just something that a lot of Latinas can relate to.
Hmm.
Like we grew up with the strict households,
Yeah,
some
religion for us.
religious.
Yeah,
So like there is many different things that we grow up with, and I feel like a lot of us are trying to do things different, not in a bad way, but more in a way where we don't cause that trauma to our children.
yeah,
Like having more trust with children and just allowing them to be who they want to be without putting so much burden on them as to what they have to be when
yeah,
they're older. So I feel like it's breaking that cycle in a positive way.
yeah. I feel like now this generation, especially this generation of Latinas or just Latinos in general, are more self-aware, more mental health
Yeah.
oriented, and if you know, you know. We're all Latinos here. If you're not, you'll become. So
At heart.
yeah, if you know, you know. Latino parents, Latino older folks, they're
I feel like
so
it's not just Latinos. I feel like it's immigrants in
you're
general.
right,
Like because
correction.
I've met a lot of people from other countries that have the same struggles that we have, and it's all part of the immigrant life. I feel all the things that we go through because I've spoken to people from Egypt, people from
Mm,
Israel, people from like just many different cultures that go through the same thing. Not, I would say the same thing, but in a different way.
mm-hmm,
So, like, for example, we're both immigrants at some point, but we didn't come to this country the same way.
mm-hmm,
Like, I came to this country illegally. She
mm-hmm.
didn't. So I feel that, yeah, like that opened different doors to us, but we're in the same place.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
true. It's true.
like, everyone experiences things differently, but at the end of the day, being an immigrant turns out to be the same for everyone. We all have the same struggles. We all deal with the same rejection or acceptance.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And just bringing awareness and talking about it with each other as a community, or people, just immigrants in general, people outside the community, just that mutual respect and mutual awareness, that is talking about it, the validating each other's feelings, it's very important. And I'm like, I feel very lucky to be born in this era where we could talk about it. We're
Yeah.
still working on
I
stuff.
mean, like being an immigrant, it's like a big, big deal. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like maybe you guys out there can reply to this and see if you guys agree. But for me, I didn't realize that being an immigrant in this country was a trauma with its own. Like,
Mm,
there is that, um, I would say, guilt. There is that shame to a certain point, because you're like, well, like I didn't choose to come to this
mhm,
country, especially as a dreamer. I feel that the trauma comes with, for me, for example, like I cannot stay still. I need to
mhm.
be doing something. I cannot be like, let me take a few
That's
days
very
off.
true.
Like
Mhm.
I always have to be doing something, even when I'm sick. Like
Yeah,
the other day, I was like, oh, I need to take off. I'm gonna work from home because I'm sick. Yeah, right. I was working, I was cleaning, I was cooking, I was doing a bunch of
yeah. I come in
things.
the house. I forgot what it was. I come in the house in the afternoon. I don't know, to watch a movie or something,
Yeah.
and I'm like, huh, the
Are you
things
sure you're
were
sick?
rearranged. You were working hard,
Yeah. So I feel like that comes from like my parents always telling me, always like,
Is dying.
okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So like that comes from like my parents always telling me that I always have to give my best and I always have to try really, really, really hard. And from seeing my parents that they never ever take a break.
Mm.
So that's just like really, really, really hard. Like to know that you always have to like be your best and not being able to take a break, that sticks to you like from like your childhood, and that's all you know.
Yeah, yeah. My experience has always been different. I guess, I don't want to say shame, but I've become like such a, I don't want to say advocate either, but every time I see injustice, I have to say something. So, especially if it's towards my community or to somebody that um looks like us, like in the street or stuff like that. Obviously, I hate seeing injustice. Not only because, like, I don't want to say like like we already said that our experiences were different. So when it comes to that, like, I don't know. Like for me, like the working hard is very important.
Yeah.
But like for example, I never my mom, she raised us. She was a housewife for a long time. And for me, it was the I felt so bad, and I felt that it was so unfair. She had to start from scratch. This is a lady that broke her back to, raise us, to go to school, to get her bachelor's degree. And if you know, back in the day, like back in the her time, a lot of like her cousins didn't go to school. They went straight to work to raise their kids and stuff like that. So for my mom to be, not if not the first, one of the first to ever get a college degree, and for her to come here, and when I was 12 she started cleaning houses. She had to start over. And from seeing her, her back hurting or her arm hurting, she had to get physical therapy because she had a pinched nerve in one of her arms, because she was a maid, and she was also a nanny, so she had to carry the baby while she
Yeah.
was cleaning. And seeing that from scratch, it was just like, this is so unfair. Like, she's a smart woman. She is an amazing woman, and she's not the only one. There's doctors, there's
Yeah,
lawyers
like
that.
it's just hard, because even for me, like I remember when I was like, my first job was like when I was 12 and I used to babysit, and I used to babysit two kids. They were like, I think 2 and 4. And I used to like go after school to babysit them, and I would get home like around 10. Imagine a 12-year-old coming home at 10 from
Yes,
babysitting.
that's
And I used
crazy.
to get paid $50 a day for 2 kids for like hours. Then after that, I remember that my mom, like, she used to clean houses, and she was like, oh, like, I make better money than what you're making doing that, so you might want to do that. And then
Mhm.
I tried it for like a few months, where like I was like, okay, let me go clean some people's house.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, my respect to people that do
It's
that,
hard
because
work.
it's hard, but it's not even that it's hard, because I love cleaning. It's the humiliation that you have to go through with some people, because they have no respect
Mm.
sometimes for people that work for them. And I feel like that's so, like, sad, to know that people go through that. Like, I spoke the language, so nobody like ever made me feel bad about myself.
Mhm.
But I've seen how people talk to people that don't speak the language, and that's like terrible. So yeah, like it's very hard. And like she said, even though she didn't have the same
Mhm.
experience, it's still something that she can relate to,
Mhm.
because her mom went through it. So she knows, like, the struggle of like being an immigrant and not speaking the language, and like leaving everything behind just to
Yeah.
come here and find a better life. And I feel like a lot of people in back in our country, they think that we come
Mm.
here and, like, we're living the life, and it's like, I
Send me
think
money.
we're working harder than a
Yeah.
lot of other
Yeah.
people.
It's which is that's literally what I'm going through right now with the whole like planning, moving and stuff like that. You earn a lot here, but you spend just as much. So it's kind of paycheck to paycheck type of
Yeah.
thing. Unless you have two incomes, you have multiple incomes you could plan
Yeah.
out and save.
I mean, that goes with acknowledging the fact that this country offers you many, 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 many more
Oh,
opportunities.
without a doubt.
Like, the other day, I was thinking, like, for example, for my birthday, just a few weeks ago, we went to this place we live in New York, by the
Hmm.
way. So we went to this place in the city called Swingers, and it's basically like a mini golf place, right? And I was thinking about it, and then I was like, I literally, the memory of me as a child going to a school that didn't even have a desk, like, it was literally like almost sitting on the floor. It was like somewhere in the mountains. So like, I went from like, not in a million years I would think that I was going to be celebrating my birthday in New York City, in a super cool place.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
it's just mind blowing to see the opportunities that come into this country can offer you. Like, like, that's something small, but like, also, like, you get a better education at some
Hmm.
point. You can pretty much do whatever you want. Like, you can
Yeah.
drive a Lamborghini if you want to, even though if it's for the day, but you can
Yeah,
still
but you can
do
still
it.
do it.
You can go to like the most expensive restaurant here. You can still do it. In other countries, people like can't do that. So yes, I feel very, very blessed to be in this country. It has its struggles, it has its
Mhm.
up and down, but I feel like I wouldn't have it any other way. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Um yes, I agree. However, I came when I was 5, and you should say I should already be like completely adjusted to here, which I am obviously, but for my heart has always been in Costa Rica, and I although I know that it is going to be an adjustment, I my dream is to go back. And that, it might go well, it might be my happy place, has as it always been, or it might not, but I have the opportunity and the
Yeah.
blessing, thank God,
To come back and
to
forth.
come back.
Yeah.
And I'm 22, and I've already changed my career like 5 times, and I have the America has allowed me
Yeah, to
to
do that.
correction, US of A has allowed me to do that. And so yeah, so I could definitely say there is obviously more opportunities, more chances to start over. It's more forgiving than our countries. It's very hard to start over in our countries, but it's not impossible. But I we are fortunate to be
To
living
be,
here. Um
yeah, yeah. But that was a little bit of us. Um, it was just like I want to say a brief, even though I feel like we talked a lot, but I feel like it was just a little introduction as to who we are and what we're about. we really want to make this space a space where we can talk about, like, discuss different things, whether if it's related to being a Latina, growing up, anything related to that, really, because I feel like we go through different things, we experience different things, and I feel like there are things that we don't speak about as
Yeah.
Latinos, and they're so important. Like, there are many, many, many topics that can come to my mind that
Yeah.
I know that we should be talking about and we don't. And it's important for many, many different reasons. I feel like it's good to know that, we can all have different opinions and different ideas, and that doesn't change who you are as a person. So,
Of course not. And how that affects every relationship in our lives, whether it be professional, friendship, relationship wise. We'll discuss about that too and our input and our feelings towards it. It wants to play it, it wants to play it. um so yeah, so pretty much just a space where we talk about how we see things in life, being coming from our background, and how we are trying to navigate and find ourselves, I guess, or just our opinions of topics. We just want to talk. We just that.
right? Hey,
Suelta la sopa. You know what I
Suelta la sopa.
mean?
Yeah, so basically that's what this space is all about. We hope you enjoyed this little bit of us. Let us know if there are any topics that you would like to for us to talk about. If you have any stories that you would like to share with us, if you want to share how you came to this country, what was your first experience, what was your first meal, what was the first place you wanted to
I
see,
don't
what did it
remember.
feel like, were you happy, were you
Yeah.
disappointed, is it what you expected? We want to hear it
Yeah.
all.
What was
So,
your first meal? Do you remember?
shoot. I remember I think I want to say that I had Chinese food or McDonald's.
Really? Sheesh, I really had to dig deep. I don't know. I think it
I
was either
don't.
McDonald's, Burger King. No, Burger King.
It was
um,
one of those for sure. I know it was nothing healthy. I know it was like some crazy food.
yeah, I know it was like quick, like from the airport type of thing. But
Oh, excuse me,
oh,
from the airport.
my
Okay.
apologies. Different
That's
experiences.
another thing. I didn't come to New York first. I landed in Texas. I didn't land. I got there. I got
Yeah.
to Texas, and that's a whole nother story. I'll
Yeah,
share that
maybe
later
next
on. Next
episode we'll go
episode, we'll
into
share
that.
about how was coming to
Yeah,
America.
our different experiences.
Our Latin coming to
Yeah,
America.
same destination,
Yeah,
different experiences.
different experiences. I had a whole road trip. This girl had a 3 hour flight, probably. Yeah, but anyway, thank you for watching Latinas Like Us.
Yes, we'll get shirts later.
Right? Not the merch.
I know. For us,
For
just
us.
try it out. Comfy pajamas, Latina like
Right.
us.
Christmas vibes. Anywho, till next time.
Thanks.